So I haven't really been playing that much Overwatch, and my main channel I kind of made Overwatch, but I haven't really been editing anything because just, I mean, I do have kind of some footage, but I really haven't been playing a lot and have no motivation to make Overwatch videos. I came across this League of Legends video, and I've already watched it actually, but it kind of like resonated with me a lot. So a lot of what he said in this video is about him, why he quit this video, and like honestly, everything in this video is like how I feel about League of Legends. I've already explained why I quit League of Legends a billion times, but like this like really like shows it. So we're gonna just do like a bit of a reaction kind of moment, which is a little different from what I do, but you know what? Easy content. So this is from a guy called Scooch. His content is kind of like, at least his old stuff before he quit, it's kind of like he dives into a topic within League of Legends, like a skin topic or like certain champions or whatever, and then he kind of just like, I don't know, just talks about it in full detail, like what the problem of Riot Games and whatever, you know. Anyways, he talks about why he quit League of Legends, and hopefully the people that ask me why I quit League, they can see why I quit League because of this. Anyways, let's begin. Let's see the quality. Not 480. Again, I already watched this already, but it's, you know, more for you guys. And maybe I can add in something.
Sync.
Also, he's cute. I think Scooch is cute.
Can we talk about this? I'm quitting League of Legends. I'm sorry if I never got around to making a video on your favorite champion, and I promise that I did everything in my power in order to
Yassified Grow Score.
But honestly, my heart just isn't
I forgot
in
what
League of
Grow Score
Legends
looks
anymore.
like.
If you're someone who primarily followed me because of my League of Legends content, I do ask that you please check out my other videos because I put in a lot more effort and I genuinely just think they're a lot better. I know me quitting League of Legends may seem like it's out of the blue or just a spur of the moment decision. Maybe Scooch had a bad solo queue game. Maybe Riot nerfed Nasus again. Or maybe LeBlanc got her 5-second silence back. And though those are all pretty good reasons, the main reason that I am quitting is kind of simple. It's because League of Legends has changed. I know when you first hear this statement, your mind may race to a time where you didn't need a bachelor's degree in science and a master's in literature in order to understand one ability, aka the glory days of League of Legends, where I could explain a champion's kit to a kindergartner. While I do understand that Riot keeps making champions more and more complicated in order to make the game deeper, there is no reason on God's green earth that Bel'Veth's ultimate should have more
I actually
text
cannot be
than
bothered
Amu's
reading
entire
any
kit
champions
and in-game
anymore.
lore
New champions,
combined.
like, little
However, when
fuckers.
I say that League of Legends has changed,
turn it
it's
up.
actually a lot deeper than that. And in order to explain it, we're going to have to make a trip back in time. Do it! When I do that, do like an effect of me like falling. Oh, it's always so bad.
Is it fine now, the volume?
When I first started playing League of Legends and ingesting League of Legends content, things were a lot different. I mean, it's kind of a foreign concept now, but would you believe me that back then, the most important League content being released was Donkey playing Kog'Maw with a Yoshi skin? I mean, sure, the game had the graphical limitations of Final
say this is when
Fantasy
League was
VII.
better.
No, not that one. There we go. But that didn't stop anyone. There's a reason why so many people considered this the golden age of League of Legends
season 4.
content.
Season 4 was the
We had great
best.
series like Actual Champion Spotlight and Glorious Skies.
Oh, Fiora!
We had amazing original music from people like Falcon Shield and the Yordles. We had everything from skits to cinematic highlights, and all of the content being made was about having fun and showing your love for the game, which is unfortunately not a sentiment that is mirrored today. I mean, when you think think about it, when was the last time you've seen an unranked Game with Friends video break 1 million views? When was the last time you've seen an unranked Game with Friends video do well at all? Well, there's a reason for this. And that comes in the great YouTube content shift of 2016. In 2016, there was a massive shift in League of Legends content. In which
I knew of this
streamers
shit, but
that
I
were
didn't know the
relatively
history of
well-off
this shit.
realized that they could simply pay a very talented group of editors to rapidly
there's so
produce
many, like,
high-quality gameplay edits, which at the
Zwag
time
Zareth,
was highly
you know,
favored in YouTube's
and
algorithm. I mean it when I say that I'm a Cutie Pie and Night Blue were playing 4D chess while the rest of us were still figuring out tic-tac-toe. Pairing insane levels of high-quality challenger gameplay with a talented roster of editors, they were able to provide quality on all fronts at a rate that nobody else could compete with. And in turn, they took over the League of Legends YouTube meta at a rate that we never saw before. How successful were they, you ask? Well, that's easy. They were very, 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 very success! With both I'm a Cutie Pie and Night Blue averaging nearly 1 million views on almost daily League of Legends content. To give you a metric, this is actually more views than the most recent Champion Spotlight, which came out months ago. I know, it's crazy. And like all things successful, everyone else tried to copy this recipe for success and follow suit. Whether they were pro players, challenger players, streamers that just had a lot of money, or whoever else, everyone
I'm sure
was
you guys
trying
can,
to
like,
catch a
see
glimpse of this lightning in a
trend
pot,
of, like,
which unfortunately
videos, right?
had
Like,
three long-standing
Zwag
effects
Zareth,
that we're seeing in
Aoki.
League content to this day.
It's just
Number
like,
one,
that's
League
the
of
only thing
Legends
that works
content
in
became
League of
cookie
Legends.
cutter
It's so
1000
boring.
AP one-shot videos or obscure builds. Number two, creative League of Legends content became rapidly devalued because why would you spend your time and effort making something that would, well, take time and effort when you could simply stream, pay somebody
does
to
happen in
edit
all
your stream, and
communities, you're
theoretically
right.
have a better chance at succeeding in the YouTube algorithm. And number three, since most of this content was being made by ex-pros or just very skilled players, the majority of League of Legends content became primarily focused on high-level solo queue gameplay. Wow. I mean, why would anyone watch stream highlights from a gold player? Get out of here. 9 times out of 10, people would obviously choose to watch Challenger Kazakhstan 86 dominate at the peak of NA talent, or as I like to call it, Korean silver. As a new League of Legends content creator, it became rapidly demoralizing to try to compete with the oversaturation of content when your one masterpiece that you spent months making would be drowned out before you could even get a single like. So why try? Especially after discoverability took a massive toll because the League of Legends subreddit decided to make that subreddit esports only and ban out anything interesting. With no incentive to make something creative, the general preference shifting from games with friends to challenger solo queue gameplay, and a flat-out lack of discoverability, the great content shift of 2016 accidentally became a catalyst for League content to be not worth. But as the years passed and all of this was happening, there was a new demon forming in the midst, growing more and more powerful every single day. Oh God, what is that?
Okay, let me hold off on that. So, with the content shift, as you know, I get so bored of the League of Legends stuff I made before. You could hear it in my voice, like, okay, hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're playing Janna with Everfrost. Everfrost Janna is like not the greatest, blah 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 blah. Welcome back to another video. We're playing some Karma. Like, you heard it. I was so dead because there are two things you can do, right? You either do insanely good plays, or you do like in terms of like the spamming videos, right? Like when we've already seen that like doing these like for fun games with friends and whatever, that shit doesn't work. Doing the daily uploads is the way to go. So if you're doing daily uploads, it's like, what can you do? Like, even if I was a one-trick Janna, there's only so much one-trick Janna videos or daily that you can do. You have to do different stuff, right? So that means different builds or whatever. But like, you know, you do different Soraka builds, different Karma builds. Like, how many can there be? Like, in terms of enchantresses, which most people watch me for, because, you know, the gays and the girls care for enchantresses mostly, or mages at least, there's only so much you can do. If I went genre. Okay, I either go AP or Enchantress. Enchantress is, you know, either Moonstone, Chevaliers, whatever. And then AP is like Everfrost, Ludens, whatever. And then, you know, Enchantress is a serious build. Enchantress is a good build. Whereas AP is the complete garbage for fun. And I always say it, AP is for fun and garbage. And you kind of have to play normal. Like, I'm not gonna play AP Luden's Echo Jana in rank mode, bitch. I'll get T-slurred. I have to get to kill myself if I played that. I have to play in normals, and I have to like for fun it or bronze smurf or gold smurf, right? And I have to get a good game, right? Like 1000 AP Jana doing 10 billion damage, clickbait thumbnail. You know, it's like I know deep down it's fucking shit. I know deep down it's garbage. But like I have to do it for the YouTube algorithm and like just for like, wow, this is so fun. But on that side, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. The only time I enjoy doing like those fun different builds is if I am genuinely interested and genuinely wondering if it works. Like, I did a lot of Misfortune builds, and I was like genuinely wondering, like, does Axiom Arc Lethality Misfortune support work? Like, genuinely. And surprisingly, it did kind of okay. It's not the best, but it did okay. But something like Luden's Echo Jana, I know that shit. I already know. I played AP Jana 10 billion times in my life. I already know it's bad. I'm going into be like, okay, hey guys, blah, 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 this is shit. And it's kind of sometimes annoying because sometimes in the people, they like, sorry, with my content in particular, I kind of pride myself in giving educational shit, right? Like, I'm not just someone that like has personality and like good gameplay. I pride myself on giving actual content, actual educational content. Like, if I'm gonna be real honest, I think I'm probably like one of the most educational support people out there in terms of like the people that do the similar things to me, like stream support and play support and streamer vibe, right? I'm not talking about like people that are coaches and like doing VOD reviews. Like, they're obviously educational if they're doing VOD reviews and all. For me, I'm playing the game and I'm talking about the game as I go, and then I like sometimes make a few like TED Talks on it. Like, I pride myself on like giving actual educational stuff. So when I do like these like Luden's Echo or AP this, AP that, knowing that it's shit, like, I want you to explain why it's shit and why it's bad and why blah blah blah. But a lot of times, and when I do those AP videos and all that, I don't want to make it seem like it's a good thing. Some people get mistaken, and it's sometimes annoying. Like, for example, I made a Yuumi tank video, and I was playing with Kiyose. Kiyose was playing Leo in a bot lane, and I went Sunfire Cape Yuumi, because like the for fun thing I wanted to do was, oh, if Yuumi burns people with Sunfire Cape, I can just stick onto someone and just burn people. Obviously, it was a for fun thing, and I'm pretty sure I said in it, it's a for fun thing. Like, it's not serious at all. But then someone in the comment section was like, this isn't even fun to watch. This is so boring. Yuumi is not meant to be a tank. She's someone that stays inside someone. She doesn't even take damage. Why would you ever go tank on her? Blah, 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 blah. You're meant to go Moonstone. Moonstone is the better item on her. I'm like, is this bitch for real? Like, I know Moonstone is the best item on her. We all know Tank Yuumi is trolling. Like, is this bitch for real? So it's like, you know, on one hand, you want to do these clickbait, different fun builds, and then on the other hand, you kind of need to do like serious stuff for people, because like, you know, there's only so much like quirky builds you can do. And then also like doing repeat stuff content is a bit shit. So I was kind of tired of doing League of Legends content, because like there's only so much you can do, right? There's only so many Janna builds, and I don't even want to keep on playing Janna, blah blah. And then you know, Screech also said something about the landscape of like how it was a bit more wholesome back then, and it's true. Like, back then in season 4 and whatever, there were a lot of people that I really liked, like, you know, Lily Pichu and, you know, Sky Williams and all. By the way, if anyone wants to like say like, oh, drama this, drama that, like, not the point of what I'm saying, so don't bring it up. But there were a lot of people I really liked watching back then that were like really personality-wise and blah blah blah, and it just felt fun. It felt like, I don't know, it was not just competitive win competitive games, how to gain LP and how to do 10 billion damage, blah blah. It's just fun people playing with friends. I really like that, you know, and I miss that. We don't have that anymore. Back then, there was a whole community of people that just played the game for fun. Remember, like, Summoner Showcase, League of Legends, like, this was something back then. So if anyone doesn't know what Summoner Showcase was a Riot thing that they put on, CivHD, they put on their official channel, and it was like weekly or something. It pretty much was like a community thing. Like, you send in your artwork, you send in your cosplays or whatever, and this lady would, you know, make a Summoner Showcase. She would like show in a video about, like, oh my god, look at this cool artwork, or look at this cute cosplay, or look at this music, you know? There was all this like cool shit, like music, artwork, cosplay. It just felt really wholesome and community-like and cool. But now it's just like ranked mode, 1000 damage, blah blah blah, you know? It's just boring. It's just boring, honestly. But anyway, let's keep watching the video.
No secret that League of Legends has gotten a lot more toxic as the years have gone on. And whether you want to blame it on content's newfound obsession with ranks, poor action on the side of Riot, or just for fun players dwindling down for those with a more competitive focus, there is not one singular cause. But unfortunately, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I don't think there is anything that Riot can do to purify the cesspool that League of Legends has become. Oftentimes, I found myself wondering, is League of Legends actually more toxic, or am I imagining the whole thing? But then I remembered this article written by Riot Games on May 8th of 2020, when Riot talked about game-ruining behavior. This week, I figured it would be good to focus on inting/AFKing, given it's been a topic of quite a lot of conversations recently. It's also something we should be talking about more, since it's an ongoing pain point for many players, verifying that toxicity has become a bigger problem. They outline the value of nipping this in the bud and talk about improving player report feedback, while also introducing the ability to mute and report people in champion select. You know, before the match even starts, which is only a decision Riot would make if there was an uptick in negativity. You see how hard it is for them to make a change in the client? They would not do that unless they felt forced. As much as I want to say that this fixed things and then we all held hands and skipped into the sunset shortly after, this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, this was just the beginning. About 1.5 years later, Riot released this article again talking about toxicity, this time with their main focus on disabling all chat. The Rioter stated, while most of our focus around behavioral systems in 2021 have been on gameplay-based behaviors like AFKing and venting, we've heard from you that verbal abuse has been a rising problem this year too. Again, verifying the claim that yes, the game is getting more toxic a 1.5 years later. We're working on a number of changes to systematically address this at both the League and Riot levels. But one direct change you'll see soon is that in patch 11.21, we're disabling all chat in match-made queues. While all chat can be the source of fun social interactions between teams, as well as some good-hearted banter, right now, negative interactions outweigh the positives. Now, let's remove all of the words that don't matter. We're Riot, all chat no fun right now. Weh. Which is Riot telling us word for word that they think that negative interactions are starting to outweigh the positive ones. Now, obviously, League of Legends players bit back and said that they didn't want this change to go through, so it didn't. But again, this was the much needed verification that no, you're not imagining it. League of Legends is just more toxic now than ever.
They tried to, they wanted to, but
because if that's not enough evidence to prove to you that League of Legends has gotten more toxic, here's one more. 10 months months later, on patch 12.11 in June of 2022, Riot sneakily added this line of text. End of game chat is now opt-in. You'll only see messages from other players in the post-game lobby if you click on the chat icon or enter a chat message. Clicking on the chat icon will turn on and off player messages, meaning that they are actively doing what they can to lower the chances of players interacting with one another, which they would only do if they themselves believed that their community was becoming too toxic. Speaking personally, I've been mugged before, and the guy pointing the weapon at me was nicer to me than my solo queue teammates. It's rather unfortunate that so many players think that solo queue rank holds the same value as a full-time job. But what are the players supposed to value when there has been no effort to incentivize anything else? The second anyone makes a mistake in your game these days, you better jump into a trench to hopefully avoid the nuclear fallout from all of the mental booms.
Why wouldn't
the
he,
problems
though?
with toxicity aren't even based on text.
Why wouldn't he though, Nobimo? This video is about, this video is someone that quit League of Legends. And this is the same for me. I quit League of Legends. I streamed League of Legends for 3 years. I played it since season 2. I made a pretty decent income from League of Legends. I would like to enjoy it, and I would love to, like, you know, make it a thing, but I don't enjoy it. So of course I'm passionate about this, and so is this guy. Why wouldn't we? There are a lot of other people that are quite passionate enough to watch me play League of Legends and want me to play League of Legends and constantly ask, like, when are you gonna come back to League of Legends, or why don't you play Ranked League? So why wouldn't we be passionate about this, Nobimo?
If you want to talk smack in a video game, then whatever. That's not for me, but some people play games like that. But in League of Legends, when somebody mental booms, it literally robs you of the ability to play the game for however long you're held hostage by a refused surrender vote. Sometimes this can take 30 minutes of your life, and in some very rare and really messed up cases, up to 3 hours. Yes, that happened. And since Smurf accounts these days cost as low as $4 to be ranked ready, people can spend the price of 2 McChickens and then soft int as many games as their heart desires. And I know it's bad to speak anecdotally here, but if you're wondering why there hasn't been a lot of League gameplay content on the channel, it's because I streamed solo queue for 11 hours straight, and there was only 2 games that weren't decided by griefers on either team. To make matters a little bit worse, a lot of elos have started to develop their own biomes with different problems.
Do you feel like that? Like when you play League rank for like 10 hours or whatever, like you feel like only 10% of the games like are enjoyable and then 90% are like trash? I feel like that's the way when I'm playing League of Legends, like 10% of the time, not even 10%, probably like 5% I'm enjoying myself, and then the rest are like complete garbage and like ill.
Elo players can't play the game because queue times are too long, and they're getting target inted and griefed so frequently that they can't even play a balanced match.
Okay, speaking of my personal experience, I live in Australia. We are on OCE servers, which is Oceania. We have very like small population. Like, what is the population of US? So in Australia or League of Legends, we have like 10% of the population of NA, right? Like League of Legends region population. It's a little, this is 2017, but like, you know, OCE makes up for 1.32% of the population, whereas NA makes 10%. So North America is literally 10 times bigger than our region. And I think that makes sense because, like, if we're talking about like Australia population, what's Australia population? We are, okay, so United States is 331 million, whereas Australia is only 26 million, right? Like, we're less than 10% of United States. So obviously we're going to have like around less than 10% of like any game, whether it be Overwatch, League of Legends, any game, Australia's going to be like 10% less. Or, not 10% less, sorry. We're going to be 1/10 of whatever US population. So I've streamed League of Legends, and for those that have stuck around in my stream, you all know I get 30 to 45 minute queue times per game. Every single game. 30 to 45 minutes. And if I'm playing like at 3 AM or whatever, it can easily get up to 90 minutes. And I'm not joking. I have a friend named Incurzio. He's a Challenger Katarina player in Australia. Like, he told me he gets like 2 hours of queue times at like the dead time. And honestly, this is not even an Australian thing. I remembered watching Qpic. I remembered watching Qpic's VOD because someone was telling me that like Qpic does play AP support Lux, which by the way he doesn't. He only plays mid lane and whatever. He never plays support Lux. So I wanted to like double check and go into his VOD and see when he plays AP Lux support. And in a like 5-hour stream or 6-hour stream, whatever, playing like, multiple games, I saw that he was in queue like 30 minutes each game or something, 20 minutes each game, and he's in America where there should be more people. So like, you know, 20-minute challenger queue time in America, like, bitch, no, too long. In Australia, if I'm playing normals, I get around 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes per game for normals, bitch. Normals. Like, and not even like at like midnight or not even like not even like super decent out. Like even at normal hours, I'm getting 15 to 20 minutes. That's horrible, right? And then you think about like the toxicity and like the amount of bad games. If I'm only enjoying 5 minutes, so if I'm only enjoying 5% of my games and I have to wait 45 minutes per game, and then 95% of the games, 9% of the games like are toxic or boring or shit and stomps, then what is there for me to play? Like this is so boring and shit. I'm like, huh? So that's my personal experience with like the queue times and all.
Low elo players are struggling to play the game because Yuumi bots are actually starting to show up in ranked in order to peddle smurfs. And due to a lot of people trying to mimic challengers and min-max LP gain, even in gold and silver, the most populated elos in League of Legends, it's relatively common to experience 3 or 4 dodges before getting into a single round of solo queue, which is most likely going to be decided by a griefer anyway. I remember when I first started playing League of Legends, I had a very skilled
dodges. You know how it said 45 minutes per thing? Loading screens take a long ass time. Loading screens take like 5 minutes, I swear to god. They take so long. And like you go through the loading screen how many times? Probably like 3 times. 45 minutes of waiting, then queue time 5 minutes, someone dodges, oh you gotta wait again. Oh, get a game, 5 minutes of queue loading, you know, pick ban, dodge again. It's just so like, it's so long. Like, damn, it's so long. Also, I got reminded. So he mentioned like when he showed the Tyler 1 clip of snipers. I've had snipers before. I don't really pay attention to people sniping me, but there was one time I remembered I played Tom Kench with Night Harvester because I thought it was like, oh my god, my newest build. I entered, I sucked. So my bad. I played like shit, I was useless. My team slurred me, called me to T-slur, told me to kill myself, and got angry at me. The next game, one of the person on my team, he went to another account and sniped me, and when he was on my account, I played my normal Soraka account, and I didn't know it was him, by the way. He went top lane, and went the same Night Harvester build that I went on my Tahm Kench onto his Shen top lane. And he, like, you know, sarcastically was saying like, oh my god, guys, I learned this new fun build, or this new cool build from an insane streamer I watch, or blah blah, you know, sarcastically, because I entered his game with Tahm Kench, Night Harvester, so he wanted to do it back to me. We could have won, but he entered me and sniped me on purpose, which is like, okay, yeah, I entered the Tahm Kench game, my bad. But you know, like, people hold grudges. Like, people are toxic, people hold grudges, like, damn, you know? So yeah, I did get in. I get, you know, toxicity, I get T-slurred, I get told to kill myself, I get sniped. That's the thing. And that's only one time that, or one of the many times that I, like, kind of noticed. Who knows, maybe there are people that are actually genuinely sniping me without me knowing. Because I know there was, like, also another person who would watch my stream on his stream, because, like, he doesn't like me at all. you know, transphobic, whatever, he would watch my stream. Where I don't know if he like sniped me, but he would watch my stream on his stream, part of like talk shit or whatever. Like it's not great feeling, you know. It's not fun. Anyways, yeah, you know who I'm talking about, but you know, I won't name it.
Friend who was giving me tips about how to play ranked. And back then,
No,
there
don't
wasn't
say it,
even a
yes,
role
say it.
queue, so you just got whatever job you got. And that's when my very skilled friend told me,
Hey, if you ever get a role that you're not comfortable, you could just dodge.
dodging, what is that?
Dodging is when you close the game out and then wait 5 minutes so that you can get back into queue, and hopefully this time you'll get a role that you can win on.
And I looked him in the eyes and I responded, why would I do that? I just
Yeah,
want to play the
they say
game. And he
good
looked at me like I just insulted his late grandfather. It seems like so many solo queue players directly mimic what they see challenger players
it's
do
not a known
because
person.
they just
That's
want
exactly
to get
why I don't
higher
want-
ranked.
it's
And
not
I can't be
known
mad at the
at
players
all.
themselves because League of Legends only directly incentivizes ranked and nothing else. I mean, what else are you supposed to care about? The visual novel that doesn't work? Which is why so many people gravitate to only the competitive game modes. But if
Right,
toxicity is an
competitive,
issue,
rank,
griefing is an issue, and even queuing is an issue, it begs the question, why play solo queue? And honestly, that's kind of a great question. I've been thinking
Why
about it all
play
night
solo
and
queue?
really...
This is genuinely question someone, like when someone asks me, why did you quit League of Legends? Are you gonna come back to League rank? Like I genuinely in my mind I'm like, why not? Why not quit League? Why would I want to play rank League? Why do you still play rank League? Why do you still play League of Legends? Like honestly. And it like makes me so like confused because when someone is asking me why did I quit League, as if it's not obvious, I'm thinking like, have you never experienced toxicity in your life? Have you never experienced games where people in and have you enjoyed every single game you play? Like, is it not obvious why people quit League? I feel like that's obvious, like, because the games are unfun with like constant like toxicity or like people inting and being shit long queue times. Like, I feel like those are like things I don't even have to say. You should just know just from you playing the game yourself. Like you should know. So when someone asks me why I quit League, I'm like genuinely like, have you never experienced toxicity? Like, are we playing the same game? Honestly.
There is nothing that pains me more than when a viewer leaves a comment on my videos
this.
telling me that they just started playing League of Legends because they enjoyed my content. Because every single time I see a comment like that or a viewer like that, my brain immediately wants to say, I'm sorry you missed it. Because at one point, believe it or not, League of Legends used to have content. No, I'm not talking about...
We'll get into this part, but sometimes I get people that have never played League and they're just starting out, you know, starting out into League, fun and fresh and new. And I like feel so sorry for them. Number one, they missed the best season, which is season 4. Yes, you missed out, Spluffer. Unfortunately, you joined in season 9. But it's like, I just know League of Legends is not a good game for people to join. I would never ever recommend League of Legends to anyone. Like honestly, I think League of Legends at its core is one of the best games. It has so much flexibility. You can play so many champions. There's so many builds you can do. The lore is quite lovely and you know the visuals are quite lovely. I think at its core there's you know a potential to be one of the best games. It's just the toxicity and all that and being competitive. Like, unfortunately, Riot can't do anything about that. You know, toxic people are toxic. Yeah, you can't do anything about that, unfortunately. But despite you know the game being like so diverse with like builds and all that and fun and mechanical, blah blah blah. Like, I would never recommend League of Legends to anyone. Right? I even remembered seeing like a tweet by like a big streamer or whatever who said that like he would also never recommend League of Legends to anyone, and then there were like lots of likes and you know other streamers saying the same thing. So you have to think about if all these big streamers who are making League of Legends their lives, like their career, and they're not recommending League of Legends to anyone because they know how shit League of Legends is and how toxic it is and how much of a mental strain it is to play the game, then you just know League of Legends is like not that great, really, to play. It's not an enjoyable experience.
About YouTube. I'm talking about the game itself. League of Legends used to have 4 maps, not 2. They had Summoner's Rift, they had Twisted Tree Line, they had Dominion, and they had Dominion. On top of that, Dominion. League of Legends had seasonal maps. They had a Halloween map with a gravestone in the jungle, and if you walked by it, Earth's ghost would come out and swim away. However, if you walked by it as Warwick, a champion that Earth hates, Earth would come out and throw a spatula at you, which would deal 1 damage and break your banshees. There were maps for the winter season, and there were actually rotating game modes. Hell, when Earth first got released, it was a national holiday. Every single person on my friends list was online after 6 p.m. and I was getting more invitations than the freaking Smash Bros roster. In fact, the year after Riot initially released Earth as an April Fool's joke, they decided to do another April Fool's joke and tease Nerf mode, which stood for New Earth. Except this time, your champions were going to be heavily debuffed. Then, during the broadcast of the 2015 Earth Invitational, which is currently sitting at nearly 3 million views on YouTube, they broke the news that a QA analyst accidentally spilled an energy drink on the servers, which enabled Earth in the real game. It was honestly amazing to take part of. And this was just the beginning. They gave us altered game modes like Hexakill, One for All, and Earth, which added some variants to the game we already loved. They had massive map and gameplay changes like Ascension, Nexus Siege, Black Market Brawlers, and Poro King. They gave us insane PvE game modes like Doombots of Doom, Invasion, and Odyssey, which were all very fun. They also tried a little bit of experimental boo-boo things out like Overcharged and Thresh's Darkstar Butt Blast. Alright, that one was good. Relax. But the point is that Riot tried, and it was all a labor of love made to break up the monotony of just playing Summoner's Rift and Howling Abyss. Unfortunately though, in September of 2021, Riot released an article talking about their rotating game modes. And to paraphrase this as fast as possible, they said that the PvE game modes will never be coming back. They said that the deeper gameplay changing game modes won't be coming back. And basically, they said that the only thing they're planning on bringing back are game modes that can take place on Summoner's Rift. And hopefully, Nexus Blitz. To bat the point home, the Star Guardian event was incredibly hyped because everyone was hoping that Riot would release another PvE game mode, and then they didn't. Instead, they just re-released the same game mode that they gave Viego during his Ruination event, except this time they took out the cool effects, and get this, added the Star Guardian voice pack that they used in the Star Guardian game mode way back when. It doesn't really make sense for Star Guardians either. Ultimate Spellbook made sense for Viego because of the whole possession gimmick and using other champions' powers, but it doesn't make any sense for the Star Guardians. And if this isn't a big enough slap in the face, they even left in the buff Echoes of Ruination in the game mode. Ruination is Viego. Like, man, you couldn't change a line of text? Call it the essence of Starusi? I, being a casual player, was a little upset when I found out that the new Star Guardian game mode was going to be a low-effort clone of something they just did. So, like a well-adjusted adult, I decided to put my thoughts on Twitter. I remember seeing a dev say that they don't do PvE game modes anymore because they're only popular for a weekend and they want to use their dev resources better. In 2017, we got multiple game modes, a snow map, 5 new champions, and 8 reworks on top of PvE. What did we get in 2022? You want to know the answer? 136 skins.
Oh my god.
And the year isn't even done yet. I also want to point out that I completely understand devs saying that they don't want to make a PvE game mode that players are going to burn out in a single weekend. I get that. But honestly, we can't keep pretending that there's the same amount of effort being put into gameplay content for League of Legends. It's just completely not true. The reason I even brought up this tweet that I made is because I got a very interesting response from somebody that I researched myself and found was indeed an ex-Riot rioter. I am going to keep them anonymous though, because they did end up eventually deleting their tweets. I was originally on the Mage rotation team on League when it first got dedicated art support. Everyone in the studio higher up constantly tried to gut the team, take resources and time from us, and convert our efforts into focusing on supporting esport lead projects. Higher ups never wanted this team to exist and instead would starve us of resources until leads would leave the studio or leave to other teams that were more promising. You have all of these neat game modes because a handful of passionate and awesome devs pushed against the grain for years to make fun new things for League players without focusing on big bucks. Then they all got forced to help make big bucks. Eventually, this team made
At least it got TFT.
The entire time I was there, the higher ups
game.
kept telling us we provided no value to League because only 1% of players actually played the new game modes regularly. They wanted monetization. That's what you get in 2022. Teamfight tactics, give them money. Here's the point where I have to sympathize with a lot of League of Legends devs. And I want to take a second and say that almost all rioters I've met have been fantastic, awesome, and very, very, very passionate people. Unfortunately though, the nature of the beast is that profit is always going to trump passion, which is why instead of devoting resources to giving us something fun and new to experience in League of Legends, we got a visual novel with little to no voice acting, no new game mode, and a Star Guardian bundle that cost 11,996 RP, not including the Star Guardian Pass, which cost another 2,650 RP. Combined, that costs $115. And while writing this video, the news came out that though they're doing the Spirit Blossom skins again and giving a bunch of fan favorite champions Spirit Blossom skins, instead of bringing back the Spirit Blossom map, aka Nexus Blitz, we're just getting URF again. I've tried everything in my power to side with the current direction of League of Legends. I've cheered for new champions, I hyped up skin lines, and I've actually rooted for a lot of the directions that the balance team has tried to make. But honestly, how long am I going to sit here and gaslight myself into believing that this is the game I fell in love with, when in reality, League of Legends has changed. Sure, the game is going to continue and thrive and grow for years and years. And honestly, some of the newer changes they've been adding are pretty amazing. But at the end of the day, the League of Legends that I knew is dead. And in its place is this hyper-competitive solo queue only esport that Riot always wanted it to be. I don't want—
Yeah, like, I honestly think that people that play League of Legends right now, like, constantly, there's only a slight few people that genuinely enjoy it, like, super duper happy about it. But, like, I think for the most part, people, like, are gaslighting themselves into liking it. Like, honestly, like, if you're only enjoying, like, 90% of the games, because, like, most of them are, like, inting and toxicity and blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like people just queue up with this thing of, like, oh, we won, but it was a stomp, like, whatever. Go next, GG. Oh my god, we lost. Like, fuck this game, it's so trash. I'm gonna queue up again. Oh my god, I came across a very toxic person that told me to kill myself. Like, damn, my mood is down. I'm gonna queue up again. I'm gonna queue up again. I'm gonna queue up again, because you know what? I'm gonna tell myself that I love League of Legends. And I think they're just gaslighting themselves that they like League. Like, honestly, I think that truly, deep down. Like, it's just not the same game. And yes, there's such a focus on, like, competitive ranked mode. Everyone wants to be the next fucking pro player or something. And I'm like, there's just no fun. There's no life to it. Like, back then, you know, like I said, you know, with the Lily Peaches and Donkey and whatever, like, everyone playing with their friends and making fun, wholesome stuff, and I don't have that anymore. Like, back then, I remembered in high school, I would talk about League of Legends with my friends, and there'd be just, like, fun stuff, like, oh my god, have you played Earth mode? Oh my god, blah, 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 like, oh my god, this champion's so fun, and blah, oh my god, this song, blah, blah, blah. But nowadays, I'm like, bitch, what am I gonna talk about? Like, oh my god, like, there's nothing. Like, honestly, what is it that you can connect with your friends on? I feel like the only thing you can connect with your friends on with League of Legends is just how shit the game is, like how much you get slurred, and you're like, yeah, I got slurred, how about you? Yeah, I got slurred as well. Yeah, I actually got told to kill myself. Oh wow, yeah, I actually had like a 0-20 Alawi mid lane, and That was fun. Yeah, that sounds interesting. You know, like what else is there to talk about? Honestly, nothing.
Competitive solo queue only esport that Riot always wanted it to be. I don't want to be a challenger player. I've never wanted to compete professionally. I play video games to have fun, and to me personally, it feels like a horrible investment to play a game where the fun is decided in a 50-50 gamble on whether or not your team actually wants to play with you. And that's why I'm quitting. I don't subscribe to the idea that sad endings mean sad stories. League of Legends was quite literally the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm still obsessed with Runeterra, can't wait for the MMO or the fighting game, and I'm biting my nails waiting for the next season of Arcane. League of Legends has given me friends that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. It gave me my dream job, and most importantly, League of Legends was the way that I was able to connect with all of you. I'm insanely grateful for everything that League of Legends has given me, even if the game is just not for me anymore. I'm still going to be making videos. YouTube is still my dream job, and if you're somebody who only watched my League content, I promise that I'm going to do everything in my power to earn.
I think he's finished talking now. He's pretty much like going to say like, oh, I'm going to move on to like different things, new games, blah, blah, blah. So there's that. But, you know, there's like so many reasons why I quit League. It's not just one thing. Like I didn't suddenly wake up and I'm like, oh my god, I want to quit League. You know, it was a slow burner, honestly. And also you have to remember, I played since season 2. I played season 2 to season 6. Played Overwatch for 3 years. So season 6 to 9 I stopped. And then I played 9, 10, 11, or 10, 11, 12, whichever one, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I played at the end of season 9. So I played the game for a long time. I've hit Challenger in the earlier season, and then Grandmaster in the later season. So like, I achieved my Challenger. I've achieved high ranks before. What is there for me to do? Play for Challenger 1? Become a pro player? Like really, what is there for me to achieve in League of Legends? You know, I don't have anything that I really care for, because once you hit Challenger, like, most people don't really care to reach it again, like, honestly. So it's like, there wasn't really much reason why I would stick to League of Legends, and everyone that's like, some people that ask me like, why did I quit League? And I'm just thinking like, I quit League for the same reason everyone else quit. Toxicity, games being long, it doesn't feel the same as Season 4 League of Legends, like, the landscape has shifted, making content is boring, you have to make different builds, but like, you have to choose between a troll build, troll clickbait build, or like a serious build, but there's only so many serious builds you can make, and there's only so many troll builds you can make, and sometimes playing those troll builds are boring, cause like, you know, it's bad. So like, there's just nothing in this game. So that's why I quit League of Legends. Yeah, and I get called a slur and told to kill myself, blah blah blah, you know. I'm gonna make this into a YouTube video, like just put out a reaction video, and maybe we can do more reaction stuff, I don't know. Because I haven't played a lot of Overwatch, like I said. And I've been playing a lot of Teamfight Tactics, but I'll be putting my Teamfight Tactics on my other channel, which you can go down in the description box of my YouTube videos to see my TFT channel. But yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing on my main channel for a while. Just gonna post random stuff. But yes, for anyone that's wondering why I've ever quit League, this is the reason why, and every other reason why. And for those that still play League of Legends, I want to know, why do you still play League? And how long have you been playing League? When did you start? And how much do you play? Do you play every single day? Do you play 5 hours a day? Do you only play 1 hour every week? Do you only play like a few hours every month? And what do you play? Do you play ARAM? Do you play ranked mode? I want to know. Like, I want to know the people that are still sticking to League and ranked specifically. Why? What do you get out of it? Like, are you gaslighting yourself into liking League? Like, honestly, I want to know. I think it might be newer players. My theory is that it's more newer players or people that just cannot find anything else fun on the market, because they're like so competitive. That's my kind of thing. I played since season 4, picked masters, and now I just play norms ARAM with friends, all when on board, right? It's just like, what's the point? Like, we've already reached our ranks that we wanted. Why do we need to try so hard for what? Like, honestly, you think about like how much you try hard. you think about like how hard you try to get high ranks. Who's it for? For yourself to like say like, hey, I'm challenger or hey, I'm diamond. Because like when I reach a rank, like when I reach challenger or I reach grandmaster or whatever back then, do you know what my reaction was? Like it was pretty much like, oh my god, yes, I reached challenger, or yes, I reached grandmaster, and then the next day, life moves on. The world is spinning just the same way it was. Like yeah, you can brag it to your friends here and there, but like it's just that like you're done. Now what? You know, now what? You were challenger. Are you happy with your life now? Like, you know, it'll go away. All the suffering and solo queue suffering will come back to like override the happiness that you get from the rank you got, right? Like unless you're a pro player or streamer or whatever, and you're making like some sort of monetary gain out of like such competitive games, I just feel like you're not. It's just a waste of time, really. It's just a waste of time to spend so much time on like rank. Like that's not to be mistaken with so you shouldn't do like something that you enjoy, like playing games. Like what if I play Stardew Valley and I enjoy it? Like is that a waste of time? Like no, it's not, because people that play Stardew Valley and enjoy it, like I'm sure genuinely enjoy it with like no negative side effects or emotions. Or like someone that really enjoys Genshin Impact, like there's only the most frustrating thing is probably like rolling, like getting unlucky in your 50-50s and whatever, right? But like in League of Legends, I cannot imagine someone enjoying the game like consistently. I'm sure everyone here can agree people have more bad experiences out of League than good ones. Like you only enjoy like 10% of the game, then 90% of them are shit. Like I think most people, if not all, can agree with me on that. Like, and you know Eric Dota, the Zoe mid lane player. He is very positive. He's a very positive person, and when I first saw him and met him, like he really enjoyed League of Legends. I've been told now that Eric Dota has slowed down on League a lot and doesn't enjoy the game anymore. And like for someone like him who is so positive and like, you know, can kind of rub off like the toxicity and like mute, block, whatever, and keep on playing. For him to also not enjoy League, it's just like, you just know League is in a dumpster, right? You just know. Like, who else likes League? Name me a streamer, like honestly, name me a streamer that genuinely loves League of Legends and like is happy. I don't mean like they're happy with the money they're making or they're happy in this one rank game that they won in or whatever. Like name is someone that like truly loves the game, is so positive and like whatever. I don't think KP truly enjoys League like happy. I could have. Yeah, KP does play rank. But I could have sworn I remembered seeing a tweet from KP of her like talking about like the unenjoyable games and toxicity. I could have sworn I saw KP tweet that. So I don't think she counts as like happy, loves League, like yeah, everything is great. Like I'm sure she enjoys League to a certain extent. I'm sure she enjoys the mechanics of League, and I'm sure she enjoys like the champions and diversity and blah blah. But I'm saying like on a overall experience, like how many games does she find that's toxic, unenjoyable, games can't be won, inting, tragic teammates, versus games where she's like, damn, that was a really fun game, I really enjoyed that. Like how many, like what's the thing? About the question you did before, why I'm still playing League, it's because the first game I started to play, it was League. It's my main game that can't change because I find any game that I like more than League. Yes, I play any game, but not mainly this. And about the I actually don't give a shit. Like, who cares, it's a game, so yeah. I didn't think that you can't main again and be happy. So yeah, I actually don't think that you can't main. Do you play like lots of ranked? How much do you play, Sean Marky? I would say it's a bit of a League of Legends curse. My friend calls it a League of Legends curse. Like, once you start playing League, you find everything else boring. I kind of had that phase. Like, I'm a pretty competitive person. But yeah, once I started playing League, like, everything just felt so boring to me. It's truly the League of Legends curse. Yes, I want to play Baldur's Gate. I play League of Legends every month in this area, yeah. I'm not playing a lot of rank, but I'm still playing. But I think that's the difference then. You're not someone that plays lots of League of Legends. Like, also think about it as like, imagine yourself having to stream League of Legends, or you made League of Legends your streaming thing. Like, you played League of Legends almost every day, you played like 5 hours of League of Legends ranked mode. Like, try imagine that. And like 45-minute queue times. Toxicity, blah blah blah. Just imagine that. Would you still enjoy League of Legends? I think anyone in my situation or position would be like, yeah, fuck League. The thing about League of Legends content creators too is that League viewers aren't loyal. They care more about League than the content creator, I swear. That's very true. That's very true. It's pretty evident with just me, right? Like, when I streamed League of Legends, I had around like 600 to 800 viewers. And then as soon as I stopped, it went down. Yeah, it's like, people just care about League and all. And I'm not sticking around for League. I am not sticking around for League forever. Which is why when I made my educational content, I explained in thorough detail why things were the way they were, why you chose these runes, why you chose these items, blah blah blah. Instead of just being like, oh, this genre item is good, now go play this genre item. Oh, this champion is good, now go play this champion. Because that shit is useless. I'm telling you why something is the way it is, like why enchantresses are better than mages and blah 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 blah. So like, if there was ever a time that I stopped playing or whatever, like, you bitches need to put in the work to learn and figure shit out yourselves. But, you know, there's some people out there that still ask me what the best items and best runes are for Janna and blah blah blah. And to that I say, that's a you problem and not me problem. Should I just do more like reaction video stuff on my main channel and then focus on TFT on my second? I should just do that. Did you feel like League was just a dopamine rush? Taking a long break from League made me realize that. Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, like, there are certainly aspects of League that I find so enjoyable that I can never find in another game. Like, when you get, like, those prediction thresh hooks or, like, those insane games and all that, you're like, damn, I feel like a fucking god. Like, this is so fun. It's just a question. The thing is, like, how many good experiences do you have? And how much does it weigh against all the bad, negative experiences you have? Like, again, 45-minute queue times, toxicity, dodging, inting, stream snipers, competitive game only, doing for fun builds or serious builds. Like, it just becomes boring. Yeah, I think League of Legends is a good game at its core. It's just the community and the direction of Riot Games. I would love to see you try harding and creating good builds like Musuza because I miss the streams and I have to on YouTube, but I'm not the person that I am watching streams because they are playing a game. I like streams that like them. That's why I keep watching you play whatever you want. Thank you. Well, you're never getting those videos again, just so you know. I'm never making serious builds again, and I'm never gonna try hard in League of Legends again, so that's unfortunate. I'll never do that again. I'm just gonna play Teamfight Tactics. But thank you for watching me. Do you think League could ever bring you back if they change direction? No. It's already gone. It's already dead. They're never going to. They never will. Every single game out there has moved to that. This is not just League of Legends, this is Overwatch. Do you remember Overwatch like how it used to be? Overwatch had like Muzel, Loserfruit, like all these like for fun streamers. And then back then, there was obviously Overwatch League. There was a competitive side that people cared, like, oh my god, the Seagull person is so fucking good. Oh my god, this I don't know, Genji player, pro player is so insane, blah 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 blah. So there was a good mixture of like competitive but also casualness. Oh my god, fun mate game mode, like oh my god, fun this, fun that, casual this, casual that. But it died. It's gone. When I play Overwatch and think of Overwatch, the only thing I see is just competitive, competitive, competitive. Everyone wants to be the next freaking top 500 player. Everyone wants to be the next pro player type of thing. It no longer is that casual thing anymore. It's gone. It's dead. And it's because it doesn't make money. It doesn't make money. People keep playing for the competitive aspect, and then the people that continue to play because of that competitive aspect are people who are just like that toxic, try hard, blah blah blah, you know? It's all the same. The fun casualness is dead, you know? I feel like competitive is fine in games, but when everyday playing becomes like you're playing the esport yourself, it's so delusional for non-streamers where we make zero money. Very that. Very, very that. I honestly think if you're not a pro player or you're like a content creator making money off of like playing rank mode, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your life. Honestly. Like, even Fred has said the same thing. I honestly think because so many young people, especially boys, think they can make a career out of becoming content creator, they are more toxic now. I think that as well, because it's such a booming market, like, being a pro player, or like, being the next XQC or whatever, everyone wants to be that. It's so easy to as well, if you're a cis male that is somewhat good at the game and like toxic and has that vibe, like, yeah bro, blah blah blah. You can make it as that gamer.